What's up, everybody? Chewy Internet coming at you today, and today we're talking some Marvel Crisis Protocol, but we're gonna go ahead and give my thoughts so far, just my impressions of version, what everybody seems to be calling it, version 1.5 of Marvel Crisis Protocol. If you guys could do me a favor, dislike the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, man. Help your boy out, get the subscriptions up, man, just so I can pump up some more content. I think I'm gonna be doing this a lot more often now because I think we're not going to get as much from AMG going forward. You know, I think we're going to get like the new mutant reveals, which we've already seen and talked about from their news or from their website and all that stuff. So I think from here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot a little bit. I think I'm going to talk about just my roster creations and like just my thoughts on the game on overall and all that stuff. Maybe do some player interviews. I'm thinking about doing it. I'm also debating on I'm trying to put together in my head. I want to do like a Monday night protocol. And what that means is basically I'm probably just going to maybe gather a list of 10 players or something like that and just do random matchups on Monday night or something like that, like a Monday night football kind of thing, but not Monday night football, it'll be Monday night protocol. Just some things that I'm working up right now. I'm thinking about what that I want to do. But right now, let's talk about that's for the future, right? Right now, let's talk about, and we'll get to my Dark Dimension roster here in a second, but we'll talk about version 1.5 and my thoughts so far. I have to say I am very, very impressed. Usually when changes happen to a game and, you know, I played previous games like Guild Ball and all that stuff, changes, you know, sometimes they're not for the better. Sometimes they go a little bit overboard. Sometimes they just do a little bit too much and the game's just not as enjoyable anymore. I have to say I am enjoying myself a little bit more actually playing the game. Not that I wasn't enjoying myself. I feel like the game needed a little bit of a change to certain things, and we got a few right with the rules changes and all that. And I feel like there were good changes. Honestly, I don't mind them at all. I've played a couple of games with new rules and everything. I love the fact that I was on the fence about the random selection for the crises right now, but right now it doesn't bother me as much anymore. Like I really don't. There are days I miss, you know, hey, having to pick a secure, and I know I can take advantage of certain things here or there. But honestly, I don't. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like, okay, cool. I'm enjoying it. I'm randomly picking something, and I have to make a decision now. What my game plan is for, you know, my roster and point size and all that stuff. You know, and you know, with the priority change too. Like if I win priority and I could choose secure or extract, from there, you know, your opponent who lost priority can now choose the point level. So you're not at that whole entire advantage winning priority anymore. So now when you're winning it, it's like, okay, cool. Let me see if I like their extracts or secures, right? Choose what I want and then force them to do that. But then they get to choose the point level. There's a lot of thinking. There's a decent amount of thinking going on when you're making a roster and like what your strategy is for the extract or the secure that have been chosen. So I'm really liking that. I'm loving, and I mean loving, the fact that we have 10 Tactics cards. The flexibility that I have now, I can just fit in cards that I want to. I'm almost at the point now, every time I choose Tactics cards, I'm like, oh, I can take this because that, I can take this because that. For playing this, I can do that. It's really, really exciting that I could do that now. Granted, it's not that I wasn't. I just feel like 8 was very limited and you're only taking 5. You know, right now you have a plethora of Tactics cards. I mean, it was just 2 more, right? But that 2 more really helped out a lot, in my opinion. It's actually had me today. I was just thinking about it because usually, normally, you know, the standard was like maybe take 2 limited cards and then like fill out the rest, you know, with whatever you wanted to. I'm leaning towards taking 1 limited card actually right now. I don't know if that's the right viable strategy. I don't know if that's whatever, but I mean, the fact that I have that flexibility, I mean, I could just take 1 that I need and then just fill out the rest of my, and fill out 1 more spot with another card that's not limited and see what I can do with it. I'm debating that right now. Right now I do have 2 limited cards at the moment. But I am, once I continue my roster construction, I'm like leaning more towards, maybe I just need 1, right? 1 limited card and just take the rest and then just figure it out from here. Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying every minute of it. I've had a great time. I don't know what the rest of the community's thinking. I think, you know, with the character changes too, that need to be changed. I think they did a really good job with those characters as well. I think they went just a tad bit overboard with Okoye, but I understand why. I do like the changes for her. I just wish they can. Well, It is what it is. I mean, she still does bodyguard things, but she's just not as perfect because she can't gain the power on bodyguard early anymore, right? Which is fine. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'll change overall. Like right now, what I'm not liking, and I'll say this, and it's very very small, is the inconsistencies that we have currently right now. What I mean by that is that let's take for example Enchantress, right? So when the game first came out, MODOK had a bow, which basically, if nobody knows what a bow is, it's bow to the will of MODOK. Read that. Originally you can reposition multiple characters, and it was, you can, if you had, and MODOK had a ton of power, he could just do it, reposition a whole bunch of characters, and that was it. It would really scribble a lot of game plans and all that stuff, and just put people in bad spots and all that. Enchantress was a fourth threat that can do that, but can gain power efficiently because of the beam that she has and the sapping, and to guarantee the one per attack and all that stuff. What they ended up doing there was, as a community, we were like, okay, we don't care about the bow, we just care that it should be once per turn, and that's it. It should not be once per turn per character. That's ridiculous. And they changed that, right? So they changed that universally, with like, not universally, they changed it, well, they changed it on Enchantress and MODOK, right? The two abusers of it. If you notice later on in the releases, after Enchantress came out, Mr. Sinister came out, and then he had a bow as well, but his bow was once per turn. It seems like with that character, they seem to have fixed it, and they addressed it, and changed MODOKs, and then changed Enchantresses, and now they can only do it once per turn. And the other thing that Enchantress had was Amora's Kiss. Now, Amora's Kiss wasn't an action. You just grabbed 3 power, played advanced R&D or whatever, turn 1, steal an objective, that was it. They went on Enchantress's card and changed that to an action, right? Which makes a lot of sense. I mean, it should cost an action to do that. You're stealing an objective, because what would happen was previously was you could go ahead, bow somebody. Let's say if it was later in the game, I'll make it easier for you. Late in the game, you can bow somebody into you, get within 1, have the power, steal the objective, run away twice, right? Because you have 2 actions to move because you haven't used an action to steal it. It's pretty simple. And then what that does is forces like a turtley kind of game where you're just grabbing an objective and just running and not really playing at that point. Viable strategy, I mean, whatever, it's allowed. It's just, it was an annoying thing, right? I mean, I want people to play the game, right? That's just my thing, just play the game. So my biggest gripe right now is that Black Cat didn't get addressed, because she has that as well. And one of my biggest issues right now is with her, and I'm pretty sure this will get addressed later on. I just wish they handled it now. So that way we can just get away from this for a little bit. Because what's happening now is Black Cat's going in, stealing an objective, and then basically just moving along twice, right? And granted, there's a lot more to this. I'm just giving you a simple thing, right? I'm not... Let's say, for example, you start a turn within 1 of somebody, you have 3 power, right? You steal, you run away twice with a long move, right? Now, if she has enough power, all you need is 5 power to do a grappling hook and get further across the board. I mean, you can get across the board, nobody's touching you. The other thing is with her too is that she has stealth. So you have to be within 3 of her as well. So you really have to overextend to go get her once she steals the objective. And one of the most abused, and right now where it's an issue is, well, I mean, it can be an issue in almost any extract, but right now, in my mind, in my opinion, the biggest issue is with the Deadly Legacy virus, which you can just go in, get a couple power, steal, run, because there's no penalty once you have the virus. And then at some point, when you do get to her, you daze her. Oh, I missed an objective. Now the virus onto someone else. And God forbid that person has 2 viruses on him. And from there, you take the 3rd virus, and then you die. And then that's an 8-point swing. Depending on where the game is at that point, I mean, let's say if I'm at 10 points, I win just because I did that. If I'm at 8, I win because I went to 16. So right now, I mean, that's one of my biggest gripes is that it seems like to me like a universal thing that should have been addressed. She should have been one of the characters that, okay, we need to change her right now. because we did it to Enchantress, and I think that'd be fair if it happened to Black Cat. And it's not a huge deal. I already, I've experienced it. I've played it against it in a couple of games so far. I have an idea what to do, and whatever, and I can just play the game and figure it out. But right now, there's just little things like that. I feel like they should have just addressed immediately and right now. The other thing too is, if we're going to ban Panic because the negative play experience, because you can just pay 6 power and the game's over. Grant, Deadly Legacy Virus. Here's my thing. I don't like banning missions. Okay. Now this is a decision they've made. Maybe they just haven't figured out a way to balance it. I don't know. Whatever. But I'm of the mindset. If that's the case, don't make them. Right. I like the ideas of these extracts, and I think they're really cool. I think they're really nice. I vouch for Deadly Legacy Virus. I do. But right now, because you did that with Panic, now I'm seeing this, and it's a bigger point swing, because you got to think about it. You score, if you have all 3 viruses, and that's 3 points a turn, right? And then you're scoring the secures. Could possibly be 5 to 6 points depending on what secure you're playing. You can end the game in 2 turns without even playing. I mean, in certain situations, I even saw a video. Sorry, my God, I saw a battle report where a game just ended in 2 turns by accident. Because of this, and there's strategies for it. So this is my free advice to AMG. Okay, don't ban it. I don't want to see any more extracts or secures banned. If you want to have these kinds of extracts and whatever that do this, that end the game, I'm fine with it. But I think you need to look at the point swing, because that point swing is too high. That's half your points. I understand the argument is you lose a character, right? But why should you go and do this? Why should it be allowed for you to do this strategy and then go in and then just cheese your way to a win, and then next thing you know, you sacrifice the character? Why? I think what needs to get hit on this extract, and this is just my opinion, I think they should just lower the point cost. I think it should just go to 4. Okay. I think that'll be fine, because even at that point, let's just say, for example, you are scoring only the viruses. Okay. If you are scoring the viruses only, let's say you go 3, 6, let's go 3 rounds, 3, 6, 9. You sacrifice the character. It gets you to 13, depending on if you're not scoring secures. If you're scoring secures and this, let's just say at most you're scoring maybe 5 points, but then you're playing the game, right? Maybe you lose a secure, whatever. So if you score for 2 turns, 5, 5, right? So it's 10. The sacrifice happens without scoring in turn 4. I'm sorry, turn 3. Hold on. 10, 10. Yeah. So we get to turn 3, and then the sacrifice happens. You get to 14. Yes, you still have 2 points to win the game. Now you have to worry about the secures while losing the character. I think 4 points is fine. I think 4 points makes sense if you want to do that. I think that is the only errata this needs. I don't want it banned. I truly don't. Panic, I don't want banned either. Panic, I think, just needs a rework. I don't know how you would rework that one, honestly. But I mean, I don't have any ideas right now, but I would like for that one to come back maybe later on down the line, if they can just figure out a way to make it work where it doesn't create this weird experience. So it's just the inconsistency right now with certain things, but I think they'll get to it. Okay, I think they'll get to it. I just think this is this is just my opinion. I think this is just a wave thing that's happening. They just said these are the easiest things we can do right now. We can take care of these, and later on we can do a bigger batch, right? Or maybe just the same, and just slowly work this in. I like that idea. I do like that approach. Not that they are doing that. That's just my opinion of what they're doing. But overall, by the way, if I had to rate my experience playing version 1.5, I mean, out of 10, I'm having a 9 right now. Seriously, I'm a 9 out of 10. I just have these little gripes that I have currently, and they're very small. They can be easily adjusted. They can be done tomorrow. The other thing is too, like, Beast is another example. This is how I know. This is how I know another wave is coming. Beast rerolls weren't adjusted. So what you guys don't know what I'm talking about is that rerolls now, if you're paying for them, they happen before the modified dice step. So once you do your attack, or I'm sorry, you're defending with beast. Once you roll the dice and you see the results, now you have to decide if you want to pay for the reroll. That has not been adjusted on this card. That's how I know there's going to be another wave at some point. Whether it's a year from now, 2 years, who knows? But yeah, just little things like that have got me. They don't have me at a 10. I'm at a 9. And I think that's really, really good. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a great time. I'm loving my roster building because of the tactics cards and all that stuff. So, and of course, anybody who wants to be angry and challenge me, blah, blah, whatever, go ahead. Feel free to comment down below. We can have at it. Anyways, that's it for me. So that's it for my thoughts on 1.5. Let's get into my new Dark Dimension roster. Not much has changed. I've been toying with this. I'm tweaking this as I go. And I got to keep in mind, you know, I am dual affiliating this with Midnight Suns at the moment. I'm debating if I want to do it with another team. I just like the Midnight Suns. I mean, you take Dr. Voodoo with Dormammu and all that stuff. And, you know, I mean, it's easier to get there. And I love Doctor Strange. I'm playing Doctor Strange since the get-go. I am debating on using the other Strange. This is... For my playstyle, I like this Doctor Strange better because of the healing, because of the defense dice and all that stuff. He's only going to get played, if you ever play against me, he's only going to get played in Midnight Suns. I might have a decent roster for Doctor Strange or Dormammu at some point, but I haven't really, you know, figured it out yet. We'll see. And he does have the Soul Stone, by the way. I always play Doctor Strange with the Soul Stone. I always want him with power. Yeah, still that, but with the changes I have here, I am adding Hood, by the way. I am adding the Hood. I am liking what he could do. The fact that I can, the best part about him is, well, the power gain that I can give him for Dormammu, right? The other thing about him too is that he does offer healing. One of my biggest problems that I'm having right now with the Dark Dimension is keeping my life low. And just spending as much power as possible because I don't want to, you know, explode, right? And right now I don't have a lot of healing. I could run a list where maybe I'm running both Dormammu and the Hood, or I'm doing double healing and all that stuff, and just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be pretty expensive. I mean, right now I'm at 14, 17. I can fit in another 3 at 20. Maybe at 20 I can do something like that, and just keep up the healing and just spending the power and all this stuff, and adding defense dice to make my life a little easier. But yeah, he's just a cheap little healer. Now, granted, if the person will gain the bleed special condition, not a big deal. If I'm healing Dormammu and keeping him alive, he's immune to bleed. I mean, the healing helps is where I'm getting at, and I have easier access to it with Dormammu because I already start off with 2 power. All I have to do is an attack. I get to 3, and that's it. And the other thing is too, like with the power gain that I have, I can get to his invisibility cloak quickly, and you know, if someone's doing an attack, I mean, it has to be my physical defense, and then I can add blanks to my successes, all this stuff, so I can make him a little bit tankier. I haven't tried this yet, but I am liking it. I'm debating, it's between Mordo and Hood right now. Right now I'm leaning towards Hood. I'm trying to fit in Mordo somewhere else here. If anybody has any thoughts down below, feel free and give me your thoughts. If you can fit in Mordo, who would you take out? I'm liking Toad because I can just get stuff within 2 and grab objectives and, you know, be annoying. Again, this is for Legacy Virus and all that stuff. If I can go up and get it within 2 and just run away, basically. I'm always going to have access to the, you know, Hop or Slippery and all that stuff, so I can make the virus a little safer for me, or I can get to a situation where let's just say he has 2 viruses, Dormammu has 1. I can go, I think that's how this works if I remember this correctly. Yeah, so I can go and grab a virus from Dormammu, put it on Toad, whatever. I could be playing Black Cat as well, since I am playing the Midnight Suns. I'm debating on putting in Black Cat over Moon Knight, but I'm not sure yet, or Iron Fist, but I do or Zemo. I'm not sure yet. I'm just debating what I should do. But I am liking this so far. I have been having a lot of fun with Dormammu. I'm like 50-50 with wins losses right now. I'm not the greatest with them, but you know, it's cool. Everything stays the same. This is gonna move, by the way. This will not be here. I tried a whole thing with people that are immune to poison, all that stuff. It's not, this isn't for me. I will be putting in the 19 point, the other 19 point secure in here. That's gonna get cut. Standard here. I think this is the way to go when it comes to dark, you know, the Dark Dimension or Midnight Suns or whatever. I mean, if you want to play Midnight Suns, you can you know, you can find a way with Doctor Strange to go up, bump, get it. I mean, other people have other power to do this. You know, I mean, it's standard. I mean, this is, I mean, I don't know what other different extracts you would play. I'll say this right now. I hate playing. I will never ever play a game with the Dark Dimension if it's cubes, because that is an auto loss waiting to happen. If you have not experienced that, you will. Right now, not much changed here. I did bring in Bitter Rivals. I do have field dressing. Eyes on the Prize, I feel like, is a standard. You're always going to have the power. You can grab extracts a little safer, because remember, if you're playing the Dark Dimension, you are going to be playing with far less models because Dormammu is very expensive. So you kind of want to play as safe as possible and try to get extracts as safe as possible as well. This is a very, 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 very underrated card. Really good. The difference here is I'm adding tactical analysis. I am adding climbing gear. There are certain things that I do get annoyed with when characters are displaced. You know, a la Dormammu, you displace him or displace somebody else. You know, they don't really get a chance to play. I think these two cards here are going to help that out. I'll just take one or the other. Tactical analysis is easier to play for me because I'm always going to have 2 power to do it. Climbing gear is 3 power. This is a little cheaper, and I can choose somebody else within 3 and move them small. The bonus to this is that you know, I can play this whenever and choose a character, they move, and they get a wall crawler, which is very, very beneficial. Disarm, I think it's one of those. I do. It's a really good card if you can put it on like a Magneto or just other characters that hit hard that are you're concerned with dazing or knocking out a character, or whatever the case may be. Disarm is really, really cool. Follow me. I'm on the fence with. I get it easily. I do like it. I don't think I've been playing this properly with Dark Dimension is my thing. I need to find a way to play this properly. Previously, I did have Age of Ultron, did have Ultron in here. I like Ultron, but don't get me wrong. I love Ultron with Dark Dimension. It's just right now I feel like Voodoo and actually, you know what? I don't have another. And right now, because I'm running Midnight Suns, Blade is the other option. So right now I'm not trying to overload with too many 4 threats. Those are my 2 for now. If I choose not to play Midnight Suns, and play another affiliation, I will happily put in Ultron with Dormammu. I mean, with the power gain that you're getting from the Dark Dimension and the fact that you can KO, because you got to remember, it's if Ultron is KO'd, you can Age of Ultron, bring him back. So let's say if the fall team kills you from the whatever, you can just do it, play Age of Ultron, come back, and you're back to healthy again. So it's really cool. I've done it. I have done it. It's really cool. It's really nice. And I combo with Dark Restoration. That gives me a chance to bring back 2 characters if they get dazed or KO'd, and I can come back and play the game basically. Forces you to, like, you know, maybe deal with Dormammu a little sooner than you think. So yeah, I mean, that's it for me. These are my changes. I am debating other things right now. I'm constantly playing with this. I'm trying to get this ready for LVO. I do have a match against Dizzard either today or tomorrow. Don't know when. I'm going to run this and see what happens. Yeah, and that's it for me. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful, blessed day. Take care out there. Let me know about your thoughts about version 1.5. What's your Dark Dimension lists out there looking at? What lists are you running currently right now? Like what tactics cards are you taking with the flexibility of 10 now? Are you taking 1 or 2 limited cards? What are your secures? What are your extracts? Definitely talk to me down below. Give me your thoughts. And I'm having fun, guys. It's just I have a few gripes, but I think they can be addressed. And that's it. I think they've done a really good job, man. I gotta say, for a game that has made changes, and I've been playing a lot of games for a lot of years that made changes that are just really, really terrible and unfavorable. I think they've done a really good job with the changes to a lot of stuff. So Have a wonderful, blessed day, guys. Take care. Keep playing MCP. I'll see you guys on the next one.